Hey guys, are we ready to move on with our Halloween albums? If you completed the steps in the last video, you should now have your album cut out, and this is what it should look like. Right now it's pretty plain Jane, but as you can tell my pages all line up and I've got my images placed so that they kind of peek out from each other. And now we are ready to choose our cardstock that are going to cover the pages. And this is what some of the papers that I have chose. Actually, the front page that will be with the cat, I've already got it loaded into the Cricut because we are going to cut it today. But I chose papers from the Die Cuts with a View fall stack from last year and the Debbie Mum Harvest and Holiday stack that was also from last year. They had some super cute papers, and I tried to break it up and not just pick all black, all dark purple, because I thought that would make the book too dark and dreary. I tried to add some yellows and some oranges. This is a pretty dark purple and black. So then I've got a bright, fun green behind it. So lots of different colors. So once you get your cardstock, once you pick it out, you can start cutting. We're going to start by cutting the first page of the book, which is the cat. And we will move over to the Cricut. I'm not so good at all this. Let's see. Let me move my camera down so you can see. Okay. And I have my jukebox hooked up, and I'm just going to hit cut on the mat. I'm on page 1 with the cat. I'm going to hit the scissors on the left hand side of the page, and again it's going to pop up to check for cartridges with the jukebox. I'm going to hit OK, and if you don't have the jukebox, that's fine. Just hit cancel and load your cartridges individual. Now it's checking for my cartridges, and today we're just going to try to get the book cut out and get the pages adhered to the chipboard base. And I do recommend that you use cardstock rather than decorative paper because the cardstock is heavier and it's going to give your book more stability. It's going to make it more sturdy. I also did not choose multi-cut 2 this time. I'm just going to cut it out one time. And for my first page, I chose this paper with stripes, and you want to be sure and place it on your mat according to how you want your stripes to run. I chose to have mine run side to side. And this is a new blade, but I'm thinking it's not real sharp. Let me see, get this out of the way. We're not going to do the layers today because before we get into cutting the layers, we're actually going to bind the book. You can do your layers first if you choose. However, if you use a lot of pop dots and a lot of embellishing and the book gets kind of thick, it can be hard to bind at that point. So I find it's easier to get the base layers of the pages on, bind it, and then go back and do all your decorative layers and your embellishing. Okay, let me get the base of my book. I've buried it here. And that will adhere just like that. Now, one thing we have to do, because we need to cut out for the back side of the book, we're going to cut this again, and my mat's not real sticky, so I'm hoping that this paper will stick, or my cardstock will stick. I'm gonna turn it around, and because I want my stripes to run sideways, let's see, I need to load it. If it's like this, you place your decorative side face down so it's a mirror image for the back side, and it's gonna have to run like this so that my stripes will run sideways. But again, with the Design Studio, our image on the mat on the computer is up here, so that's where it's going to cut. So now that I've got it turned around, I'll try to get it stuck down. As you can tell, this is a really old mat. and it's probably about ready for the trash. I'm going to try to use it one more time. Okay, we're going to hit cut. And I'm going to only cut out the first page of the book today. I'll show you how to adhere it to your base, and then I'm going to let you go ahead and continue cutting out your pages. And then we'll come back and bind it. Okay. So here's the back side, and as you can tell, it all lines up perfect. And I got my stripes to run just like I wanted. Now we're going to go ahead and adhere it. There's many different adhesives or ways you can adhere your pages together. I have the ATG gun, which many of you are familiar with. Let me find it here. The Scotch ATG 714. I'm probably going to have to back up a little bit. Let me see. I'm still working on my video skills. They're not too great. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use. You can also use your Tombow, your zip dry, mono adhesive. There's many things that you can use. You just want something that's sticky enough so that your pages won't pull apart later. Go. And sometimes because the ATG is kind of big, if I can't get the sticky right along the edge of the page, I'll go back and give it a little squirt of zip dry or liquid adhesive of some kind so that it does stick down nicely on the edges. And I'm determined to keep this video below 10 minutes, so, oh, I didn't sticky my cat. See there? Forgot what I was doing. And actually on his little whiskers, I'm probably going to have to use some zip dry. Let me grab that real quick. And sometimes this tip tends to get clogged up. And I think it is. Okay, so I am not going to worry about that. I will do that once I stop the video. Another way you can do it is apply your adhesive to your cardstock. So whatever works best for you, you're just going to line it up as best you can, and you want to try to line it up. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the closer you can get it so that everything continues to line up. And there's the front side of your book. I'll go back and re-sticky this. I'll adhere the back side, and I'm going to go back and repeat all those steps for every page in my book. Then we'll come back in the next video. We're going to bind the book, and then we get into the fun part of embellishing and layering, doing photo mats. So I'll leave you with that. Get your book cut out, and we will see you very soon for binding the album. Thanks for watching.